Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Well, actually, I live in Delaware now, so does that make me a Delawarean?
Sing it, girl.
You know, Beyonce is my friend in my head. Jay my people sometimes, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, be true, man.
You know, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary enemy. Like, does that make me crazy?
Life as P, presented by Say What Radio.
Hey, what is the deal? This is Life is P. Welcome. I'm your host, Phoenix Ash. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. Thank you for giving me a shot. Let me speak some stuff into your ear. If you are a return listener, I appreciate you guys so much. You already know you guys give me life. So if I sound like extra hype or my version of extra hype, it's because I'm coming off the high of my birthday. Ow! And I just feel so full of life. I feel so free and free to just like pursue all that life has to offer me. There's been a lot of changes in my life recently, but I truly believe that they're all for the greater good. And I am looking forward to what life is going to be like and what is going to be my new norm. I know that last year, so if you've listened to my show last year, you know that I had a vision board party for my birthday, and I was really thinking about doing that every year. And I just had this idealistic thing about pouring into each other, and I still really feel that way. I feel really strongly about that. However, this year, I guess due to, I don't know if it's necessarily due to the changes in my life or just however I'm just feeling in the spirit, I did not plan a vision board party this year. I started to, and then I kind of like nixed the whole thing. I was like, I don't feel like it. The changes that are in my life affect my finances. So I'm being more cautious with how I spend. But in addition, just reflecting and just thinking about, I love to give for my birthday and just different ways that I want to give. I'm also considering, I think I'm just going to run to the store and get a couple of oak tags and sit on the floor with my daughter. And we're going to cut out pictures and make our own vision boards for the next year. I feel like it'd be a fun activity for her. And it's definitely necessary for me. A lot of the stuff that I put on my vision board last year, I feel like I see the promise of, if not the fruition of. So I definitely want to keep that going. I do believe in speaking things into the universe, writing things down, stating plainly what it is that you want and not being afraid. And I feel like I'm still journeying through that, not being afraid to pinpoint exactly what it is that you want. There's this little thing within me that sometimes has me pull back a little bit in saying what it is I want just in case it doesn't come to fruition. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's being afraid that I can't predict the future, which I know I can't. So I don't know. I'm going to work on that. And I'm not going to wait for 2020 to work on it. I'm going to start today. I'm going to work on that because I feel like I do need to speak plainly. I've seen God, the universe. I've seen it all. I've just seen it move to perfection. I've seen things come into fruition. I've seen dreams come true. I've seen when prayer and work comes together. I've seen the fruit of that. So there shouldn't be anything that has me afraid of speaking it plainly. So I need to speak it plainly. The whole screenwriting, writing for television, writing movies, being able to sell ideas to Hollywood consistently, being able to write all these books and all these ideas, having someone make movies or television shows from my books. All of that needs to be spoken plainly. So I'm speaking it to you guys. If anybody's out there willing to be an ambassador for these dreams, please feel free to repeat and speak it plainly and touch and agree. But I feel like my new outlook, I don't even know if it's a new outlook or just the evolution of what was already coming. My aunt sent a message to me to ask me what's going to be my hashtag for 2020. And I'm not even really thinking about 2020. My birthday to me marks the new year. So when I think about what's going to be my hashtag, I think last year my hashtag was goal getter, or I think that's what it was. Look, I can't even remember, but I know I got them goals. I accomplished a bit. So I'm just really thinking that I'll probably have two. One would be full life. That would be my hashtag, I guess, for the next year. but also goal focused. I just feel the focus coming into alignment. I feel my vision getting clearer. And I feel like this show has definitely helped that. So like if you're somebody who's trying to struggle with getting focused or trying to get your dreams in alignment with what the universe has for you, I definitely believe in speaking it out loud. If you have a recorder on your phone, if you have a recorder on your laptop, whatever, if you want to look at your face and you want to do it with a video, whatever. But I feel like you need to speak it out loud, even if you think you're just talking to yourself. The universe is listening. Go ahead and write that stuff down if you want to get a notebook that you can just jot down every time you have a positive thought, a thought of a dream, something that might be nice, a plan. I had on my vision board last year that I wanted to travel more, and I did travel more this year. I still didn't travel as much as I would have liked. There's still some places that I was like, dag, I really wanted to do that this year with my daughter, but I did travel more. Not even in the capacity that I expected. I really wasn't sure. I thought I'd be like taking vacations and stuff, so that didn't happen. But, you know, I traveled for work, and I love that kind of travel as well. I love meeting new people. I love connecting. I did that. So that was just one of the things. I love to brainstorm. I had 2 vision boards last year, one at the place I was working as well as one at home. And on both of those, I had brainstorming. I wasn't really sure how it was going to come about, how I was going to bump into that or be able to participate more in that. But the opportunity arose. I have several people that we talk about the synopsis to their book, people who really hate writing synopsis, which I love editing. I love cleaning up someone else's writing. So I was able to jump in on that. Or when people want to brainstorm titles, that's one of my absolute favorite things to do, is to brainstorm a title. Was able to do that. Like I said, just a lot of fruit of being able to speak it out loud, put it out into the universe, and not worry about who was out there to ruin it. First of all, I put it out in the universe in a safe place. I was talking to other people who were looking to have their dreams and their aspirations and their goals recognized. I was in a group of people who were thinking about ascending in terms of their mindset, in terms of their life. They were trying to elevate. So that was the room in which I was speaking it into. So it wasn't just speaking it out loud and, you know, sharing it with everyone, but I shared it with people who were on that same wavelength. So I just feel like we all flooded that wavelength. And a lot of people got some things that they wanted to get accomplished, but just sitting on that wavelength in the crowd that was on that wavelength, I feel like there were some blessings that I bumped into because it was on somebody else's line, but I just happened to be online and it just, boop, blessed me. There were some negative ways of thinking that I had to work on this year, and I had to declutter my mind. I worked a lot to declutter my mind, to get some of the things out, because sometimes when we have too much going on in our mind, we make faulty decisions that are not the best for us. We make decisions out of convenience, things that might be easier one particular way rather than facing what it is and handling what it is and moving forward from that. I worked a lot of that stuff out this year. And I love me more. I do. I love me more. I love the fact that, one, I'm not afraid of love. I've been so hurt by all different kinds of love and all different kinds of expectations. I'm actually very proud of myself that I'm not afraid to love. If you come into my life with light, encouragement, elevation, you're on that same wavelength. You want the best for yourself and the people around you. I feel like I love you. I used to be so guarded and be like, love is reserved for someone I've known a long time or someone who I'm passionate with in terms of like in a bedroom or whatever. And yes, there's different kinds of love, but I'm not afraid to tell you that I love you. I'm not afraid to wrap my arms around you and tell you that where I am is a safe place for you. Where I am is a safe place for you to be loved on, nurtured, encouraged, lifted. Where I am, if you're in that space, I am not afraid to give you that. Now, don't get me wrong, my spidey senses still work. So if you got some other stuff, some convoluted spirits going on and you're not really on an up and up, I still sense and I still keep my distance. So if you reach out to me and you try to talk to me and have a conversation, as soon as something seems off, I'm backing up. I'm like, wait. What's going on? But other than that, you know, if your spirit's clear and you have good intentions and you're aspiring, you're elevating, you're reaching, you're attaining, all of that, we're on the same wavelength. And I have no problem stepping into your space and encouraging you or being your cheerleader, because people who are like that have no problem encouraging you, loving on you, nurturing you, and being your cheerleader. And I've talked about before that I wanted to live in a community where that was just natural. It just kind of floated around the community, that a bunch of people who love and lift each other and are aspiring and reaching and attaining just as their seasons flow into each other. And not that you're not going to have bad times, because we all bump into things that are unexpected that kind of like throw us off our game a little bit. But that's the whole reason of living in this community. I feel like love gives you a true backbone. Just like they say, like kids who are hugged a certain number of times per day, or kids who grow up in a family where they are secure in the fact that they are loved, grow up with a different kind of confidence. They are more sure of themselves and are unafraid to take certain risks because they know they have this foundation that is going to be there to help them rebuild, to help them heal if that ever becomes necessary. And as adults, I feel like we may be doing those things for our children to give them that kind of atmosphere, that kind of love, and that kind of confidence. But I don't want to forget to give that to each other, because I don't ever feel like you run out of the need for that. I don't. You know, there's some people's like, I came from this and now I don't need it going forward. Good for y'all. Me, I need to be loved, encouraged, lifted, nurtured, hugged, kissed, all of that regularly. But that's also what I give. So I'm just evening out my spirit in terms of feeling like there's times where I feel like, oh my God, am I taking too much from the people around me? And then there's other times where I'm just like, gosh, I can't stop giving, but I'm getting empty and I don't know where to go to get filled up. It's not where I thought I should be filled. It's not happening. So like, what do I need? And so I figured out how to heal me. I figured out how to fill my cup. And so now when I have interactions with people, it's just based upon my requirements of how I need to be loved, how I need to be communicated with, how the exchange of power needs to happen, the exchange of energy, relationship. I believe relationship is critical. I was watching this, I guess it's a documentary. It's like Jay-Z movie or something. And at one point they were talking about his first album, Reasonable Doubt. And they were saying that they think that and I'm paraphrasing, that what made it a classic, what made it connect to so many people on so many levels was the work that went behind it. So they were saying he talked about Lexus, and that was the Lexus dealer's album. That was the album of the supplier. That was the album of the person who, I'm definitely paraphrasing because they didn't say all this word for more. But you know what I mean? Like there were so many people to connect to, but it was because of relationship that there were these relationships that were behind the scenes that were worked on that gave a particular perspective in that album. So there was a realness because it came from experience of relationship. He was able to communicate that and communicate not just in words, but the feeling, the spirit that was created on that album. There's a spirit of relationship. Like I was there. I know what it is. And I feel like good work does that for you. It creates this environment. It creates this feeling of, I could have been there. You got to know nothing about the topic, but something like, I could have been there. And when people communicate experiences from relationship, I think that's when you really like hit the spot, and so to speak, you connect. That is what I try to do or yearn to do or whatever. But I think relationship extremely critical. And nurturing your relationships, I think, is the key to a happy and fulfilling life. It's not money. It's not title. I mean, all those things are great, but without relationship, it kind of falls flat. It really does. So I would say nurture your relationship. And in that spirit, I would say nurture the relationship with yourself. That has really been my journey the past year or two, I would say, is nurturing the relationship with myself, not beating myself up for what it is that I actually want and think that I actually need. There's a lot of time that I've spent guilty about what I thought I needed in order to feel full. And I shouldn't feel guilty about it. There's people who have been in my life for long periods of time where they love me. They definitely love me. But the way they love me is kind of dangerous. It's kind of toxic. It's just not good for me. Does not help me go forward. Does not help me reach goals. Does not help me feel full. It's dangerous for me. It's not healthy. It's the kind of love that's prone to pull you into depression because you just can't ever get what you give. And that's hard because people are like, well, this is all I have. I've given you all I have. I've given you all the love I have. And it's very hard to feel okay about saying to that person or those people, I understand that, but it's not in alignment with all I have. It's not in alignment with all I give. I need a couple of sides of this coin. You know, it's great when someone's in your corner when there's trauma, but who wants to live from trauma to trauma? What happens when you need the other side? When you need, like I said, the upliftment and the encouragement and the pride? You know, it feels good to have someone just proud of you for doing the work and going to get what you're going to get. And I guess that's why I give it to you guys, because I'm just like, listen, I got a lot. I'm going to spill over because I want to be proud. I want something to celebrate. I want to be hyped. I want to cheer for you. I want to be in the stands. I want to be like, ow. Yes. My girlfriend just said I sound like 50 when I say ow, but whatever. But I want to do that. But at the same time, it would be nice to build out my cheering section, which I think I have more recently than ever. I think I've opened myself up to relationships. I've opened myself up to myself. And I think once I opened up to myself, I became a little easier, a little less uptight when I was around other people. I still have standards and requirements. There's still some nonsense that I just be like, look, I'm not here for. So I'm not sitting around it. But opening myself up to my relationship with myself and nurturing myself is, I think, the key to my happiness, because I feel like I'm moving in the direction of like being happier than I've ever been, which says a lot for me. Well, I don't know, just being happy, I guess, in general, joyous. You know, I'm very happy when I'm around my daughter. I was very happy to have her, but outside of someone else, I don't know if we really think about how happy we are with ourselves. Like, it's not based upon, you know, I'm happy I'm married, or I'm happy I have a child, or I'm happy I have a great job, or like outside of the outside influences. How happy are you with you? And when I ask myself those questions, I realize that there's work that has to be done. And once I started doing the work, I became happier with me. There are a lot of things that I've done in my past, a lot of faces that I've shown. And it's not just faces. Like, I ain't never been inauthentic, because who I am is who I am. And it takes a lot of work to be someone else. But it's not to say that I've always loved me, or I've always loved who I was. Even sometimes when I look back, I'd be like, oh my God. People say live without regret. It's not even regret. It's just embarrassment. Some stuff I'd be like, Lord, my goodness, really? Who was I? And why was I? Why was I that way? But who I am today doesn't pull that kind of reaction out of me. So if it brought me to where I am today, it was definitely worth it. But I like to continue to like who I am and love who I am going forward. And the key to that is to open myself up to the relationship with myself and open myself up to relationship with others, not being as closed off, not being as standoffish, you know, really diving into who other people are and understanding their lives and what drives them, and how I can play my part in driving them. I love when someone says I helped them accomplish something. I love that. I love to see someone rise and know that I wasn't the thing that was in their way, but one of the things that helped push them forward. I love that. And I think that for a lot of you guys who listen to my show, I feel like that's something that we have in common, because you guys push me all the time. You guys are in my DMs. You guys are letting me know what's going on. And that fuels me. It certainly does. And for this to be the last show of the season, I'm just really full. And this feeling of fullness, I want to carry on for as much as possible. But definitely, I'm looking to carry this feeling into the coming year and live this full life. I want everything that's coming to me, and the things that's taking its time, I want to go get. Like, I want to go get it. So I'm very excited about this new birth year. Is that what it's called? I don't know. This new birthday, whatever. I'm hyped. All good. I'm so excited for the people who are in my circle who are building businesses. Listen, build a business. I'll be like, yo, how much them shirts are? How much them sweatshirts? Because I be hyped. I want to rep. Okay. I be like, let me rep you. Okay. You don't even know. I'll be trying to hold it down. But anyway, yeah. So I guess all of that to say is that I'm very happy that I opened myself up to the relationship with you guys. And I'm very happy that you guys appreciate all my ups and downs. And yes, we got your messages. You want me to interview people. You're probably tired of me talking to myself. So yes, I'm going to start interviewing people in the coming year. But I'm very happy you stuck with me, however it is you feel about it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate being a part of this network. Say What Radio has saved my life on so many levels. I hope you guys enjoy the holidays. I hope you guys pick up my books. You know, they make good Christmas gifts, great stocking stuffers. In Her Makeup is available on Amazon Books, Kindle Unlimited, and Audible, as well as Apple Books. So pick that up. I have Soiled Sheets, which is also available on Amazon Books and Kindle Unlimited. I have Cookies and Crumbles. It's available on Amazon Books as well as Kindle and Kindle Unlimited. But I just got a review of my very first book, Long Neck Bottles, which was not a fiction novel. But this is about the universe too. I gifted someone that book because it spoke to where I thought they were in their life. And randomly the next day, someone slid up in my DMs and was like, I connected with you. I just purchased this book. Here's the review. And it was a banging review. And I was like, oh my God, if this ain't the universe saying, girl, yes, same right path, keep talking, keep putting it out there. I don't know what was, because I was hyped. I'm still hyped. And it happened a week ago. But yes, so please pick up my books. Long Neck Bottles is also available on Amazon Books, Kindle, and Audible. So yeah, I have 2 books on Audible. Look at me. But yeah, I'm working on my new book. It's a romance book. It's coming out in a couple of weeks. So hopefully when the new season rolls out, I'll be rolling out promo for that. Ow. Yeah. All right. I know it's an old ow. Anyway, thank you so much for every bit of time you give me, every bit of love, all your messages, all your feedback, and your continuance of riding with me. Thank you, because I want to ride with you. I want to root you on. I want to promote you. I want to get you going. My love is never ending for those who love me. Anyway, until next season, when we exchange our power. Peace.